Hey everybody, welcome to Brick Vault. Today in front of us is every single LEGO Princess Leia minifigure ever made. When we first did this collection video 3 years ago, there were 15 in total. And 3 years later now, we've got 28 unique Princess Leia minifigs in total, which is crazy. That means they've really accelerated the production of just Star Wars figs in general. We're going to be going through the collection chronologically from when all of these different figures came out, what sets they came out in, and how much they are currently worth. So, before I jump into the review though, I do want to say that if you like this minifigure display case that you see in front of you, you can get it at our web store. That's www.brickvault.toys, made of all American red oak, very high quality. There are four different colors to choose from. And alright, so if you guys like that, check us out at www.brickvault.toys, and let's jump into the very first figure of the collection, which came out back in 2000. Righto, so here she is, the original Leia minifigure. Relatively simple. I think the main thing that got people excited about this fig when she first came out was, of course, the hairpiece that is exclusively made just for her. You can see, especially when you see the later ones, or the Leia right next to her, in fact, this is the only Leia that ever had the old brown used for this bun hairpiece, which is kind of nice. And it's relatively simple detailing all around. Her only appearance was in the Millennium Falcon set. This is once again from the year 2000, and if you wanted to get her brand new, she is a $30 fig, very collectible. Now this next version of her that came out in 2003, there's really kind of two versions of her. I don't know how intentional this was from LEGO, but essentially they were releasing her in a couple of sets with the yellow skin, that being the Millennium Falcon set, the next one from 2003, as well as the X-Wing Fighter. Then as years went by during the release of the Falcon, I think they switched over to flesh tones, and she started appearing in that set with the flesh tones. So these are two different versions of her. Both are still roughly worth $9, and you can see the detailing matches what she was wearing back in Hoth. 2003 also had a very collectible fig as well. Many of you might be able to recognize some of this detailing, but this is Leia from Cloud City. Just about every single character that came from this set was very exclusive and very sought after. I believe only the print on her torso is actually the only exclusive print that belongs to this character though, which makes her $30, which is considerably cheaper than just about all the other characters from this Cloud City set. In general, Leia remains a very exclusive figure. She only appeared in like one of each of the sets, each of these different versions. She didn't have a ton of repeats, at least not like other characters. Anyways, this one appeared in Jabba's Palace, 2003 still, $11, and yes, that neck bracket piece is technically part of the minifigure. Neck brackets always count as a piece of the fig here. Now it looks like they've switched up her skin tone to flesh, though the print remains pretty much exactly the same, and it's not a bad print. Negative space for the hips, for example, just in general was not something that was so commonly seen back then. And by back then, I mean 2006 for this figure, so we've jumped up now. She appeared in Jabba's Sail Barge. She sells for $6, and then 2007 brings us this Leia, which once again is a repeat of the first version with the yellow skin, only now she has tan skin, and her hairpiece has been updated to that new reddish brown, I believe is the official name of the brown plastic. She appeared in 3 sets, including the Millennium Falcon, Death Star, and Tantive 4, so relatively common fig, and sells for $12. Now here we go, guys. These are some very elusive figures. The first time we did this collection, I only thought there was this version of her, but apparently there was a smooth hair version of Leia that came out in another set as well. This version of Leia came out in the Tantive set, but only after the year 2009, and this version in an X-Wing set, but only after 2009. The smooth hair, as opposed to the not smooth hair here, was a mistake essentially on the factory. There was some weird thing wrong with the mold, and it was repeated a lot. So this was actually pretty common to get your figure like this if you were getting the sets back then. Guess what, guys? The hair piece is worth roughly $100 just for the piece to collectors. The bodies of the figs are roughly close to, I don't know, 10 bucks, I would say. So these are extremely collectible figures, essentially just these messed up hair molds. And they look kind of weird. They almost look like helmets instead of regular hair molds. So they are by far the most expensive figs in the collection, and we're moving on. Still, 2009, this is Leia from the Battle of Endor set. It's the first time we get any good back printing for the character, and it's actually pretty decent printing, way better than when they did Luke for Endor. Her hairpiece is a little bit different, which I like, and face is the same, pretty much exactly the same as the rest. It does kind of look like her lips are a little smaller, but that's just a variation on this particular print. $6 all said and done, and 2009 has another version of the Slave Leia. She came out in a magnet set and doesn't have the neck bracket. Like the other one had the neck bracket, she doesn't. Technically that counts as an exclusive release, believe it or not. $6 all said and done. And then 2011 brings us the first pupil-eyed version of Leia, and it's an updated Hoth. So she's got printed on her back, on her back, some better printing there on the front, and look at this, she's got two expressions, a little bit miffed, not so miffed. She's got an ice cream cone as well, sorry, more of like an icy popsicle stick. She came out in the Hoth Echo Base set and sells for $10. Also, her hair mold is in dark brown, but this is the updated Leia here, who actually has a different mold for the hair. Not only is it in dark brown, but the shape is actually quite different, so that's updated. The print for her torso is exactly the same still, and she has the same updated face like we just saw before. She appeared in the Millennium Falcon set from this year. She sells for $12, and now we get a pretty special version of the character. This is Celebration Leia. Actually, it's the same face print. This is just her miffed expression, the alternate one. This minifigure appeared in the Gold Leader Y-Wing Starfighter set. Sells for about 27, roughly $30. You can see this is still the old hairpiece like we got from the Cloud City set, but it's molded in dark brown. They also used it for Padme and other characters as well. The exclusive piece really that pertains to her is just the Celebration print there on the front. This next few figs that come down the line, they're all very, very exclusive. They all just came out in one set each, but I don't know about you guys. I think this is my favorite version of Leia. It's the Bosch disguise. This is a bounty hunter that I believe was set out to take out Princess Leia, but she ended up not only defending herself and taking out the bounty hunter, but using this disguise. Hope I said the name of the bounty hunter correctly. Anyways, this figure appeared in Jabba's palace, and brand new, everything included that you see here. This minifigure would sell for $30. It's a really, really good helmet mold. I like that it came with both a ponytail and this mask mold. And then this is just a weird one. Let me knock this out very quickly. It looks like we're going back in time. Technically we're not, and part of me feels weird attaching her to the final count of figs here, but technically you see her eyes are a little bit bigger. They just had a weird updated, semi-updated, larger eye print during this year of the when the Death Star was still being released, the old set. This version of her just got bigger eyes once this year came around, so a little bit weird, a little bit different. She's $13, believe it or not, and now we're moving on to the most updated version of Slave Leia. That's the official, unofficial version, how you refer to her. There's still some printing there on her back, which is nice. Too bad it's mostly covered up by the neck bracket. Brand new hairpiece that looks awesome, exclusive just to her. Same thing with the prints that go on the front. They're just more updated. This is just simply a better looking version of Leia. Still the same expressions though. And all said and done, this is a $23 minifigure if you wanted to get her brand new. I'm getting my prices, by the way, from bricklink.com. You can check yourself. And now we've got the Ewok version of Leia, the Endor version of Leia, appearing in the Ewok Village set. She is a $20 fig, and everything about her, just like the last figure, all of her pieces are totally exclusive, minus, once again, the expression. So there's just a better look at the prints for her. Same face print though. So she's got a little like torn skirt piece, which is kind of interesting. And this hair piece, by the way, is a bit rubbery, which is also somewhat new, at least for back then. They weren't really doing so many rubbery hair pieces. So That's kind of nice. And now we've jumped up to the year 2015, where we finally get an updated face print for Leia, which I really, really like, because honestly, when was she wearing really, really dark red lipstick all the time? I don't think she was. So I like the lighter lips. Feels a little bit more Leia-y too. I like the expressions. They just feel a little bit more familiar to the character. This is her also on Endor, but during the beginning part when she's still trying to infiltrate and perhaps gain the good fortunes of Wicket. She appeared in the Imperial Shuttle Tydirium set, sells for $10, and I really, really like this one. This is probably the best Endor fig out there. And now we've got, jumping up to the year 2016, the Resistance Troop Transport set gave us the General Leia. So it's funny, Carrie Fisher, before she passed, joked around how she was basically dressed as a gas station attendant. And for the Lego figure, they went way overboard with the colors, which I think it's funny. It really just doesn't feel that recognizable to what you saw in the actual Force Awakens movie. But you can see she's got her hairpiece has been molded now in the tan. It's the same expressions, just showing you. Or actually, no, it's not. Sorry, it's slightly older expressions because this is Carrie Fisher, but slightly older. So I kind of like that they kept the same ones. They just added, I think, 1 or 2 line wrinkle details. Currently, she sells for $6, and we're jumping up to the updated version of Princess Leia in her princess garb. So this is the first time they finally updated her actual print for her torso. It's no longer the very, very simple one like we saw from the year 2000. This expression matches that of what we saw from the Endor Leia just now. And she appeared in the Death Star set and sells for $8. Now here's an interesting figure. This figure is one of the few exclusive figs to come from the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon from the year 2017. Her main thing is that she's gas mask Leia. This is when she goes outside of the Falcon and the Minox are bothering them. Relatively simple expression, still exclusive just to her, and that's actually the only piece that is exclusive to this fig is the face, because Hoth Leia also just came out there. This is a $7 figure from the UCS Millennium Falcon set, and then this Hoth Leia appeared in both the Medical Chamber set as well as Betrayal at Cloud City. She's got the same Leia expression that you saw before, just in case you don't believe me, same Leia expression that you saw before. $3 minifigure, so she's actually the cheapest version of Leia that you get. And then this also came from Betrayal at Cloud City, and it's an updated version of the Cloud City version of Leia, obviously. And I gotta say that in terms of detail and printing, she probably has some of the best prints for this character, just period, just hands down. $13, which is understandable for a set that was so big and so expensive. And let's jump on down to the next version. This is kind of an interesting version of Leia. 2019 gives us an updated version of General Leia. And look at this. Look at the print. You can see it's called Turtleneck Leia. She's got a little bit of printing there by the neck. And then the other difference is also that she has an updated expression for the first time. Very nice. I actually really like that. This is probably the most recognizable, the most Leia looking face. I feel like there's just something very caricaturesque about the actual character of Princess Leia being captured here. So that's kind of nice. She appeared in the Major Von Grell TIE Fighter set. She sells for $9. And then from the Death Star Escape set, we get another Princess Leia. This is her, but she's got new expression. So it's pretty much the exact same version, but new expression. Once again, such a Leia face there. She sells for $4. And now we've got another updated version of Leia, and this is the most Leia version because she's got that gown piece with the print that matches both the front and the back. It's the same torso piece, right, as the one that you saw before, but they just made a matching gown piece that works really, really well. Her appearance was in the Tantive 4 set. She sells for $9. And then the very last version is the 20th anniversary version of Princess Leia. So here I've got the original. You can see the older plastic used for the hair. And then, of course, the 20-year anniversary you can see just as 20 years. But the print on the front is very, very much the same. Sometimes the other ones looked like they're a little bit more updated. Not so much the case for this version. Her appearance was in the Slave 1 set, and currently she sells for $5. So let's jump back at the entire collection. There are many exclusive versions of Leia that I like quite a lot. There's actually a few that are very, very collectible. They did a very good job of capturing this character in all of her iconic scenes. For the most part, this is just an extremely well realized character that has come out in Lego form. Let me know which one is your favorite. Personally, it is the Bosch Bounty Hunter fig for me. And yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And if you know another collection video you want to see us do, or do another character update video like we've done from the past, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault. Hey everybody, just wanted to pop in very quickly, let you guys know that we've got a Lego web store, www.brickvault.toys, where we sell the PDF step-by-step instructions for some incredibly awesome Lego MOCs. I highly recommend you guys go check it out if you're interested in building something a little bit more high quality, way more detailed, and the revenue from the web store helps support us here at the channel, as well as the designers that build these awesome Lego creations. So anyways, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.